That wooden beast isn't a ship. It's a floating coffin dressed like a king. You see those black sails tearing through the sky? That's not fabric. That's death catching the wind. That cannon peeking from the hull? It's not waiting. It's watching. Like an eye. And it never blinks. Subscribe now, or walk the plank later. Because in the next 60 seconds, I'll show you something most men ignore until it's too late. The silent mark of death on a pirate's soul. The captain once called this deck home. Now it's soaked with the spit of storms and the sweat of ghosts. First mate? Dead. Cook? Eaten alive by rats below deck during a week-long calm. Powder monkey? Jumped overboard after hearing whispers from the mast. This isn't Jack Sparrow's fantasy. This is wood, blood, rope, and rot. This is ghosts of the waves. Look at the cannons. Shine like teeth. But they don't bite, they devour. One shot, and you're nothing but a stain on salt water. Ever tried swimming with shrapnel in your guts? Spoiler, you sink faster. And let me ask you something. Could you live here? Where every shadow breathes, every rope could snap your neck, and the walls are so close you hear them moan at night. They told you pirate life was freedom? No. Freedom doesn't smell like gunpowder and vomit. Freedom doesn't rot your toes off because the surgeon amputated 3 inches too late. Let me introduce you to Tommy the deckhand. He signed up for adventure. Got a splinter under his nail on day 2. By day 4, it was infection. Day 6, fever, seizures, frothing. Day 7, he's overboard. His friends? They drank rum and watched. Why? Because they couldn't help. Because this ship eats weakness. Stop scrolling. Look at the hull. Do you see those notches carved into the side? Each one's a kill. And not all of them were from the enemy. You want to know what they did to mutineers? Nailed them to the mast alive. And the captain? He wrote poetry with their blood. Sound romantic now? Let's break the fantasy wide open. Those lanterns glowing at night? That's not ambience. That's bait. Pirates didn't sail through fog for aesthetic. They did it to hide, to ambush, to board your ship, slit your throat, and wear your boots. Still dreaming of rum and sea songs? Let me guess. You think you'd be the clever one, the survivor. No, you'd be the one screaming for your mother while cannonballs gut the side of your ship. Pause this video. Check your living room. Would you last 10 minutes here? Where your mattress is a pile of wet rope, and rats the size of cats chew your ears while you sleep. But it's not just danger. It's dread. It's slow. Let's talk about the smell. Imagine mold, fish guts, sweat, urine, burning tar, and a hint of rotting teeth. That's the perfume of the lower deck. And the ocean? It's not your friend. The sea doesn't whisper. It screams. It grabs. It doesn't return what it takes. There's one sign, by the way. One thing every doomed sailor saw before it all went wrong. Want to know what it was? The silence. Right before the squall. Before the mutiny. Before the curse hit. They all mention it. The air went still. And then the bodies hit the deck. But you're still here. Good. Because now we talk cannons. When they fire, they don't just echo. They shake your bones. They burst eardrums. You're blind in one eye and deaf in one ear, and still loading the next shot. Ask Black Pete what that's like. Oh wait, you can't. He forgot to step back. Now the cannon's where his face used to be. You like stories? Here's one. A boy, 17, first trip, laughed at danger, thought he'd earn glory. 2 days in, he slipped on blood, cracked his skull on the rail. The crew thought he was sleeping. He was dead for 12 hours before they noticed. They gave him to the sea with a bottle of rum and a shrug. But here's the twist. They loved him, and they still let him rot. Because on this ship, grief gets in the way of survival. Let's get clinical. You live on salted meat and maggoty bread. Scurvy? That's just the beginning. Your gums bleed. Your teeth fall out. Your eyes sink into your skull. You can't walk. You beg to die. Sometimes you do, but your mates eat you anyway. That's not legend. That's documented. And yet, they stayed. Why? Because something calls from the waves. Because some men are born wrong. Because land is too quiet, too clean. And that's the final truth. This ship doesn't sail the sea. It sails your fear. Every rope is a question. Every creak is a warning. So I ask you, are you romanticizing pirates? Or are you preparing to join them? Can you stomach 10 days with no sunlight? Can you kill for your food? Can you sleep while ghosts whisper above your head? Or are you just another tourist with a plastic sword and a TikTok account? Here's your challenge. Watch this video again. Now try to sleep with the lights off. Try to listen to the waves without hearing the screams. Can you? Or are you already part of the crew? Subscribe to Ghosts of the Waves, because next time we're going deeper, and there's no coming back from what's below.